Do you want more or less competition, Adrian?
I want less competition.
Do you want more or less inventory?
I want more inventory.
Do you want it easier to find or harder to find motivated sellers?
I want it easier to find motivated, but I also know my second thought to that is when it is hard, right? Because we lean in even more, we get them. But to answer your question, yes.
At the end of the day, folks, congratulations. Welcome to your first buyer's market. Last week, we heard that the Southern California and Orange County markets are frankly terrible. It sounds like the markets are getting worse and worse. We're going to talk about what's going on, all the fear and uncertainty, what's going on with buyers, sellers. But most importantly, we're all going to talk about what do you do, if anything. We're going to have this conversation with the one and only Adrian Hernandez. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of interesting things playing a role in the market, right? Especially right now in this current time, we have a lot of protests going on in Los Angeles. Freeways are shut down. So there's also just, there's as Southern California evolves, right? We are seeing, we have the fires, now we have this, and all these little things do play a little setback in the market. So it's
I didn't even think about that. You're right. It's all over the news, all the protests in LA. I see them shutting down 101 every time they can. And I had forgotten just about the idea. We've had uncertainty, we have fear, and now you just have inconvenience. It's like, what? It's like, why are we doing any of this? Just let's do nothing. Do nothing is easy.
Right. And it's already hard to, show houses in LA, and now it's even harder, right? So even though it's, some people may look at it and go, well, those that need to sell still are still going to sell. And yes, we're still going to get the leads, right? But there's still everything that happens. There's always going to be some sort of ripple effect, right? And unfortunately, housing just keep getting kicks and kicked and kicked.
Well, that's the problem. Because again, when you think about the housing market, in any environment, it's always two sides, sellers and buyers.
Right.
And to your point, every market, even back in 1981 and 82, some people had to sell. So those people still show up.
Right.
It's the 100%. Buyers. That's what Redfin highlighted and why it's such an interesting concept. We have a lot more sellers than buyers. So again, if you make it inconvenient, if you make it scary, if you make it uncertain, buyers just turn off. Yep. And thus, listings get older, price drops grow. It just becomes harder and harder and harder. It's never a problem finding sellers. It's a problem finding buyers.
Exactly. And even the investors are super, super, super. I've never, we have investors calling us saying, hey, don't send me anything right now. Just don't send it
to me.
Unless it is so ridiculously cheap that if that was the case, you guys would buy it anyway. So don't send it to me.
Yeah, which is really interesting because I remember having a conversation 6 months ago with you screaming, and I think we actually had this on recording, basically saying, all of you flippers, AKA investors, you need to be buying better. Most of them didn't listen.
Nope.
So now they're stuck. Yeah, they're stuck with longer holding time. Their ARVs are wrong. Their margins suck. Their costs are different, holding costs. And I'm actually hearing from more and more flippers about this is almost, I think it was 2022 Q1 where everybody was losing money. It feels like we're heading into that environment where a lot of flippers are going to get spanked.
Yep. It's interesting you say that. I was having that conversation. I've had it more than I've needed to recently with just our buyers and friends I have in other areas that are, they went in heavy on condos. Like I have one condo right now as a flip and it is not moving. We're going to see if you're not, there's some, that 2022 may repeat itself especially for those that bought big, there was one person I know, they bought 40 houses in January. They're still on the market. They're not.
Yeah, and if you bought 40 houses and let's say 30 of them are above the median, good night.
Good night. It's not moving.
Yeah, it's not moving. So as we kind of go forward here, I see no reason. I mean, buyers aren't going to come back in LA. I mean, not in any numbers. I mean, why would they? It's still uncertain. The economy is still this. You've got protests, and now you're destroying downtown. I mean, do more and more people go, I've had enough and I got to leave? Do we get more Vegas movement or what's going on?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And here's a prime example. I have this new Opal blocking app on my phone, so I don't go on apps. So I have to go through a process to release my Instagram. So
I like that.
Oh, it's really good because it was getting there was nothing good about it. So here, let me bring up this was pretty interesting. I saw this yesterday. So a 52 unit property in Silver Lake, right? Los Angeles, right? Really used to be a good part of LA, right?
Yep.
They bought it in 2022 for 15.6 million.
Yep.
It just sold. What do you think it sold for?
9.
You're very good. 8.5. What a great guess. So 2022, guys, they bought it for 15.6. And today they sold it for 8.5. What is that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's a $7 million loss.
Yeah. So here, let's really break this down. Cause I told people this was coming. Silver Lake. Actually, yeah, it's crazy. Here's the deal. What does that mean? Some syndicator locked it up for $15 million. They probably went out and raised $5 million from LPs, got a bank loan for 10. The building was overpaid. The value add didn't happen. Vacancies up, rents are down, NOI's down. Bank takes it back, sells it to somebody else for 8.5. $5 million LP money gone. Bank takes $2.5 million cut, gone. It's what's coming here. I got a story for you. So I just talked to Ken McElroy. Ken McElroy.
Yes.
And obviously he has 10,000 apartment units. More importantly, he's active. He's actively buying because he's leaning into distress.
Right.
He was offered a building in Texas. So let's see if you can guess this one. So the building sold 3 years ago for $40 million. It raised $15 million in equity, so $15 million from LPs, and got a bank loan for $25 million. They've now taken it back. What do you think they offered it to Ken McElroy at?
$5 million.
Oh no, 14.
14.
Yeah, bought it for 40, offered it for 14, and here's the crazy thing: Ken said no.
What does he need? At?
We talked off air. He told me I don't want to put it on record because I'll be talking out of school, but less than 14.
Wow. Wow.
Significantly less than 14. This is just wild, man.
Yeah. I shot him super low just because it was out of state, but yeah.
Dude, that's a 70% haircut.
That is crazy. And so we're going to see it with people that bought regular SFRs that thought ARVs were 800 and they're not, they're 600. And you bought it for 580.
No, this is, we're going to clean a lot of people out again. And I tried to warn them. I said, I even told you, I'm like, Adrian, you got to buy better. You got to adjust your RVs. You longer hold. It's all coming. And you got to be able to survive the downtimes, folks. And the other thing I would tell you, again, I saw this in the last crisis. If you're a flipper and you're sitting on these properties, take small losses, get creative, right? Do seconds, do anything you can to deload these things. Because if you keep them too long, you're just going to die. You're going to go bankrupt.
Yep. Agreed. And it's interesting because I learned that on the flipping side. So now we're seeing that on the marketing side, right? Is, right now, a lot of people I know, they're spending a lot, right? And because of the deal flow, because of what's going on, you're not getting the same number of deals that you were at the same spend. We're seeing it on TV, right? Cost per ad went up. We have to double our cost just to get the same frequency to get lower deals, right? And it's like, can you play through that? Can you survive that, right? But it's also not getting too far, not buying 40 freaking rentals in January.
No.
So for everybody that is maybe thinking, okay, where can I get a deal, right? Right before we got on, I was talking to Zuber on like really diving in deep on the MLS, remembering all the videos that Zuber talked about when he talks about making those disrespectful offers. Now's that time, guys. You could pick something up. You know what I love about this time is you could get something really, really good, right? You can get actually a lot of really good properties if you're out there making the offers and leaning in.
No, at the end of the day, people just don't get it because it goes against human nature. What do you, if you're an investor like me, like Adrian, like the people we talk to every week, I'll ask you one more time. Do you want more or less competition, Adrian?
I want less competition.
Do you want more or less inventory?
I want more inventory.
Do you want it easier to find or harder to find motivated sellers?
I want it easier to find motivated, but I also know my second thought to that is when it is hard, right? Because we lean in even more, we get them. But to answer your question, yes.
At the end of the day, folks, congratulations. Welcome to your first buyer's market. I have been here before. I will write more offers out of the MLS and get more deals because I'm just willing to do it. And most of you aren't. It's that simple.
It's that simple. And it's a numbers game, guys. You line up 1,000 properties in front of you, just no, and all we're looking for that one person to say yes. And and like we've talked about multiple times on this channel, one deal can completely change and alter your life and your career, right? Sometimes you don't think that, but sometimes that one deal gives you that boost of confidence to go make another 50 other 1,000 disrespectful offers. And now you're doing 20, 30 deals, guys. It's amazing what happens when it finally works, right?
Yeah, that proof of concept is like lighter fluid, right, or jet fuel, right? You just keep going. Adrian, you put out a lot of stuff you're doing. This is a real deal. Where can people find you?
Catch me on Instagram, guys, at Adrian Hernandez.
Awesome, buddy. Take care. Have a great week.